Hey, how's it going? Hope you guys are good, man. Welcome back. We're going to be doing a timeless reading for y'all today on this beautiful Venus day, even though it is timeless. If y'all want to book a personal reading, everything is in the description. I will never contact you in any way, shape, or form. The only way to book a reading with me is to send me an email or DM me on Instagram if you want to hear my music, or subscribe to my Patreon where I post extended videos. That is also in the description. And just thank you all for all the love that you do show me. I really do appreciate you, and I hope you guys have been well, man. I got one download. The download that I got was a vetting process, right? So you can be doing job interviews, you can be getting to know somebody, there could be somebody considering you for something, whether that's for a job or for a relationship or even just on a friend level. So it just feels like there's this vetting energy. If you don't know, vetting is essentially just trying to weed out whether or not somebody is a good fit for something, right? But other than that, I did not get too many downloads or really any other than that. So we're just going to hop in using the Sorcerer's Tarot. Let's go ahead and take a deep breath, say a prayer, and hop into the reading. All right, pray to God, Spirit, my guides, my angels, and my ancestors to help the collective and anybody watching to see the clearest messages for the highest good of all involved, for a timeless reading for our love, life, and relationships, and for anything we need to see, hear, and know. So let's go and this already came out before I can shuffle, so I guess we'll just start there. So bottom of the deck, we have the Knight of Cups, we have the Empress, and then we have the Tower. So yeah, I feel like, man, somebody here is coming to some major realizations about how they actually feel about you. Either that or somebody is now, it's almost like this energy where somebody feels like they're missing an opportunity with you. I don't know if this is a situation where maybe this person decided not to move forward with you, or they just decided, or maybe this is you just deciding to move forward with yourself, right? Just kind of focusing on things that make you happy, staying in your divine feminine energy, and really just letting things fall as they do, not really trying to force anything to be anything, just letting things be what they are without you trying to put too much energy into anything or any person or situation. And just kind of, it's just energy of really just focusing on yourself, right? Really embodying that divine feminine energy, really loving on yourself, and not doing it at the detriment of other people, but doing it because you feel like that's what you need to do for yourself, right? So let's go, and I don't know, I mean, we can do some bottom of the deck stuff. We do have nine of swords, we do have the 8 of swords, and we have the 4 of pentacles and the 3 of swords. These are all the cards that came out in the short video. As you saw, I didn't really get to shuffle the deck, so they're likely just together, but still I do feel like that is part of the message because we do tend to expand on these, okay? So the energy that was coming through in the short video and the message I feel like we're tapping into today is somebody's heartbreak is causing them to feel stuck. It is preventing them from moving forward. There's a lot of like fear, right? I don't feel like there's only fear of being heartbroken. I feel like there's a fear of just being vulnerable, right? I see the 4 of Pentacles here, and this is telling me somebody here isn't opening up. Somebody here is holding on to the past, and they're not necessarily really it's not that they're not willing to open up, but somebody here is just really caught up in their head. I feel like there's something that there's a lot of healing. There's something that somebody's going through that's healing from something that needs to let things go in order for them to be able to open up. But that's a process, right? That's what was coming through in the short message today. Excuse me, that is a process that needs to be taken at your own pace. You can't speed it up, you can't slow it down, nobody can do it for you. When it comes to this kind of energy and being in a healing phase, you have to just let it go, right? But what I'm seeing here is you're freeing yourself from being stuck in your head as well, and that's kind of what I'm seeing here too. Somebody here is letting go of this. Like they're not letting the heartbreak hold them back anymore. They're not letting the fear of the past happening again hold them back anymore, right? So if this doesn't resonate with you, this could be somebody you're dealing with. But if this does resonate with you, this is just recognizing and validating within your experience that you are moving into a healthier space and you are letting go of this type of energy, right? Let's go and pull some cards here. We're going to do one more pull, use another deck after this one. All right, Spirit, any messages you have for us, please and thank you. Okay, let's see. We have Death, 8 of Wands, and 6 of Swords, along with the Chariots. Leave that there. So it feels like somebody here doesn't want something to come to an end, is kind of what it feels like. And I feel like that's what, it's not necessarily somebody, they may be communicating this to you, they may just be showing you something. It's almost something where somebody is showing you a different side of them, where they're, because we tapped into that energy earlier, this could be somebody deciding to open up a little bit more, finally coming out of this death energy, right? This healing phase, this transformation into a new cycle, into new life, and really moving away from that. And I feel like somebody here just wants to move away from any conflicts or anything in their life that is causing them to feel stuck. There's this big energy again of vetting. Like I said, it's removing yourself from people, places, and things that aren't in alignment with what you want to experience, and also vetting people in the process, right? If you're getting to know somebody, this isn't jumping headfirst into something, right? This is kind of taking a look at the past and what you've been through. It's not comparing people, but it's looking for patterns. It's pattern recognition in new situations. It's making sure you don't make the same mistakes, is what I'm hearing. It's one of those things where, by you being patient and really focusing on finding this clarity and balance, I'm also seeing balance. It doesn't always have to be forward movement. This can be forward movement, but to me, the chariot is balancing the shadow and the light within yourself. And that's what's allowing you to kind of come into this space of moving away from all this trouble in your life, moving away from anything that you feel was really just keeping you stuck. Again, I keep being drawn back to the Eight of Swords. It's really, there's just this light being shown on everything that wasn't working, and really shining light on things that can and will work, should you decide to go in that direction, because it is always a choice. This is kind of also what I'm seeing. It's a decision that you have to make to move in that direction. It's not necessarily something I feel like it's going to manifest and it's going to present itself to you, but you have to choose it, and you have to continue to choose it over and over. It's not necessarily something that you can just let happen, right? We've talked about this before, where you have to maintain these manifestations. You have to stay solid within yourself and stay grounded, so that you know when something is or isn't working, and not necessarily completely clearing house, but maybe setting better boundaries or showing up differently. I came across a post on Instagram recently that was talking about mental boundaries, and it was really interesting. It was something where it's like, you set boundaries within your own mind about what you are and aren't willing to participate in. On a simpler level, this can be media that you consume, music, television, just content on social media. On an interpersonal level, this can be something where you're deciding not to engage in certain topics. That means not talking about certain things, not answering certain questions, not participating in certain dynamics. And it's not always something that you're going to come out right and say, I'm not doing this, that, and the third. It's you making that decision within yourself to say, I don't want to be involved in this kind of dynamic, or I don't want to enable this type of behavior in my life, or I don't want to continue to participate in things that I know are detrimental to my own mental health, right? So that's kind of what I'm seeing. It's you freeing yourself from anything that was detrimental to your mental health in any capacity, really. Let's go ahead and pull from the Hieronymus Bosch. No, I'm actually being drawn to the cat deck. Let's pull from the cat deck and let's see what comes out here. Okay. Yeah, bottom of the deck, Wheel of Fortune is kind of what we were talking about, that whole door opening and closing. This is kind of what we were tapping into on Patreon 2 days ago, the one that I posted. This was kind of the message that was coming out, was essentially like there's like a door of opportunity, and again, I feel like somebody feels like they're missing that opportunity. If you feel like you're missing an opportunity, take a look at why you feel like you're missing it. Are there things from your past that are holding you back? Is there heartbreak that you need to heal from? Because it looks like there is an opportunity to move forward in something, but you have to choose it, right? And I feel like that's, like I said, it's a consistent behavior to choose. It's something where you have to consciously choose to show up in a situation, or to invest in somebody, or to continue doing what you love. Like you just have to choose that, right? So yeah, same card. Wheel of Fortune still at the bottom of the deck. But coming out here, we have the Sky Tom, which is the Knight of Swords, King of Swords, Four of Swords reversed, Three of Pentacles, back to the sky. So again, I feel like this is somebody coming out of that healing phase. I feel like somebody has been in this Four of Swords space. When it's in the upright, you're in that space. But I feel like somebody's coming out of that. It just feels like somebody's had a change of perspective. Somebody's mind has been expanded, whether that's through external experiences, giving them clarity on your situation, or you having a conversation with somebody it's a mature conversation. I don't feel like this is something that's toxic. I don't feel like it's unhealthy. I feel like this is just you speaking your mind and being honest about what it is you do and don't want. And by doing that, I feel like that's what's moving you into this Three of Pentacles space. This is you essentially deciding to build with somebody, right? This could also be somebody who is torn between multiple people, right? But I feel more than anything, it feels like somebody is making a decision on that. So if this is you trying to decide on one or two or however many people, it looks like you're going to be getting clarity on that. And I feel like that's just because you took the time to rest. And if you haven't done so and you're having trouble making a decision, this is your message to take some time to rest and reflect before making a big decision. So if this isn't between multiple people, this could be you not sure about whether you want to build with somebody, start a partnership, or this is a card of partnerships and contracts and all that kind of stuff. If you're unsure about whether you need to move forward with somebody, I feel like it's because there needs to be more clarity gained. It's one of those things where I feel like you need to gain more information before making a definite decision about whether to start this with somebody. Okay, let's go ahead and get some advice on that. What advice does the person watching or people watching need about this situation that they feel themselves stuck in? Okay, it's popping out. Bottom of the deck, we have the Five of Swords reverse. Okay, we have the Star. We have King of Wands reversed, the Fool reversed, the Magician, back to the Star, right? Yeah. This is kind of what I'm seeing here, man. It just, again, I keep being brought back to the healing energy. I feel like we're kind of starting to cycle through the same messages now. If you're not seeing movement in a situation, or somebody isn't moving forward, or they're not showing up, again, take a look at why they may be doing that, and take a look at why you feel the need to continue to participate. If somebody isn't showing up for you, or they're unavailable in any way, shape, or form, regardless of the reason, take a look at that and just evaluate yourself in the situation. How can you show up differently in a way that's going to support your manifestations? This is essentially you getting clarity on what it is you don't want, right? Instead of focusing on what you don't want, focus on what you do want and manifest that. Whether that comes through with this person or a new situation is aside from the point. The fact of the matter is, until you really get clear with yourself about what you do and don't want, you will tend to find yourself repeating similar cycles with new people, right? And so it's also needing to look at the reflection being shown to you. What is being reflected to you through this person? And that's not to say that everybody is a reflection of you. To a degree, I agree, but I don't feel like that is always the case. Everybody has their own process and their own path and their own journey. Not always, if any at all, related to you and your path and your journey. But there is opportunities in these relationships to look at what is being reflected back to you, right? What's the blueprint in terms of what is your blueprint for a healthy relationship? Does this look healthy? Is this something that you feel is supporting you? Does this person show up? Are they loving and compassionate and kind, or are they distant and cold and removed? It looks like somebody here who's just avoiding even having the conversation altogether. Kind of what it feels like. I feel like somebody here is just avoiding even trying to heal something. There could be so many reasons as to why somebody would do that. But I feel like it's just one of those things where it doesn't look like there's passion holding this together. This feels like something where it just looks like the wish fulfillment isn't here. If that makes sense, it's like you thought this would be a wish fulfillment. You thought, okay, this is what I've been manifesting. This is what I've been working towards. But now you're really taking a deeper look at the situation, and it's not at all what you thought it was. If that's not the case, this is somebody here who's afraid to take a risk, right? This is somebody who is not making a decision. Even if this is something that they want and manifested, they're not making the decision to do so, again, because I feel like somebody here is stuck in another situation that they're, if they are trying to get out of it, that's going to take time, but you're going to have to learn to just be patient at the end of the day. It's one of those things, right? So let's go ahead and just get some final advice, and then we're going to take this over to Patreon. We're going to go ahead and use the Animal Messages deck. Okay, let's go. So for closing message here, spirits, any advice you have, any final whatever it is, how can the collective maneuver this energy right now? What does the collective or anybody watching need to see, hear, and know about how to manage this energy they find themselves in, this crossroads, this new situation, the vetting process, however this is showing up? Okay, bottom of the deck we have Seal. It says, hard work and inspiration are the foundation of true creativity. Beaver. It says, investing in home comforts provides security and family togetherness. And Cheetah. A decision once made will be followed by unwavering action. Right? So I'm going to get this at the bottom of the deck as well. We have Black Panther. Says, sensuality and passion stir beneath a cloak of secrecy. So it just feels like somebody isn't being forthright about what it is they truly want. It's one of those things where it almost seems like this person has made a decision, but they're not telling you what the decision is. And I don't think it's a malicious intent. I think this is somebody here who just may feel like they just need to focus on their own life. They need to build their home. They need to essentially, somebody who is really getting in touch with their own creativity. This could be somebody who is getting in touch with their divine feminine energy. If this is somebody who is primarily in their masculine energy, this is somebody balancing that, stepping into the feminine energy to balance the two. All right. But more than anything, man, I feel like there's just a lot more going on behind the scenes than this person is letting on. And I feel like the final advice here to you is to just continue to focus on yourself, focus on your home, and build your life the way you need to build it. Don't put too much energy into whether somebody is or isn't showing up for you. Let people have space to grow and heal. Focus on your own space of growing and healing. Don't place all of your eggs in one basket in terms of just one person in relationship being your end-all be-all happiness. I'm not saying to go and like date a bunch of people. If you want to do that, that is on you. What I mean by that is don't rely on this person just to make you happy, because not everybody's going to be able to do that for you all the time, right? That's where I'm going to leave it. We're going to kind of delve into this on Patreon, get a little deeper insight into these energies. But that said, man, I love you and I appreciate you for watching. If you want to book a personal, everything is in the description. I will never contact you in any way, shape, or form. The only way to book a reading is to send me an email or DM me on Instagram. If you want to listen to my music or subscribe to my Patreon where we do the extendeds, that is also in the description. But that said, man, I love you and I appreciate you, and I'll see you in the next reading. Goodbye.